Hey there, welcome back once again to Hiker Homily, the latest episode. And this time, since we're starting our new year, happy 2020, um, I wanted to talk a little bit about not future plans, but things you just would love to do. I'm going to blue sky. That's a term, I think I've semi explained it once before. Blue sky is a term that I first heard at Disneyland. I think it's the California Adventure Park. They have the blue sky cellar or whatever. Blue sky is when you have a meeting and you just tell people what would be really cool to do. Don't worry about logistics. Don't worry about budget right now. Don't worry about if the technology even exists to do it. What would be really cool? Give me a list. And you just, so yeah, you blue sky things. Oh, this would be cool. This would be cool. This would be cool. And then they start looking at closer later on in a different part of the process. Hey, this really would be cool to do. Okay, so do we have the technology to do it? Oh, we do. Okay. How could we do that? What's the logistics involved? What are we going to need? Oh, all right, we're going to need this. It's going to have to do this. We're going to have to put this into it. Okay, what's that going to? So they start getting that process together, and then if it looks like it's reachable, hey, we blue skied this, but we can do it. It's going to cost this much money. This is what we're going to need, and we have the technology for it. Or if we don't, we're going to develop technology for it. So all of a sudden, next thing you know, at least talking about a Disney thing, you've got an attraction or a new restaurant or whatever it is that they're trying to do. So I'm going to be talking about that for hiking. And this one I'm going to be talking specifically of backpack trips. I'm blue skying backpack trips. Am I in shape for these particular trips? Do I have the budget for it? Do I have the time to do it? The logistics? That's not part of it. This is blue skying. Things that I really want to do in my area that have just called to me. Here's what I want to do. And not necessarily in my area. There are several of these that are not in my area. So, without further ado, blue sky backpack trips that I personally just really would love to complete. Again, as usual, just like with the top backpacking and the top day hiking videos I've done, these are not in any particular order. If I put number one at number one, it doesn't mean I'm going to have to do that first before I do any of the other ones. These are just a general group of the top five that I would really love to attempt. And then I'll get into the process later of can I actually do that? How am I going to get there? What are the supply logistics? For now, it's just, yes, that would be so awesome to do. So here we go. Excuse me. Number one is the Tahoe Rim Trail. It's supposed to be a fantastic through hike. They say it is one of the better marked trails as far as the longer ones. I think it is currently 175 miles, something like that. So it's a decent sized hike. And it is an absolute beautiful area. It goes right through areas. In fact, I have done part of Tahoe Rim Trail. The part where it goes through Desolation Wilderness, the Tahoe Rim Trail and the Pacific Crest Trail share the trail. It's the same trail through that section, and I have done that section. And it is just beautiful. It goes, obviously, the Tahoe Rim Trail. It goes all along in a circle around Lake Tahoe through the rim area all along Tahoe, the mountains surrounding it, and that's an absolute beautiful area to backpack. I have backpacked in and around that area all my life, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And yet, with all that, I never have done the actual Tahoe Rim Trail. The Tahoe Rim Trail actually wasn't there when I first started backpacking that area. Now that I've gotten back into backpacking, it's like, oh, they've got a Tahoe Rim Trail now. Cool. So I would really love to do that. The next one is definitely a blue sky because it's going to take lots of logistics and finances and things like that. As the West Highland Way, I've seen several people, including Darwin on the Trail and a few others on YouTube, do it, and it looks like an absolute gorgeous, amazing hike. I'm totally intrigued with the British Isles and the UK area and Scotland. In the first place, I've also seen others do Ireland, but that's getting into a side thing. There's a lot of places that I'd like to hike, but West Highland Way definitely made the list. I would love to do that. That's a little bit of a different type of backpacking, also, especially I guess in Europe or in the UK, They do wild camping, which you can do, but a lot of the time you are hiking into a small town or whatever, and you're going to stay at a hostel and stuff at night. You're not necessarily having to camp all the time and worry about resupply because there's a small town or a roadhouse positioned where you can do a 10-11 mile day, and there you go, you're done. But I've seen a decent amount of wild camping done too. I think it was Captain Dan, his YouTube channel. He did the West Highland Way, and he did a fair amount of wild camping. He really wanted to have that experience. It looked really cool. So I'd really love to try that. It just looks amazing, and I'd be totally up for that slight difference. And it comes with weather too. That Scottish weather, you got to watch out for it. Number 3 would be the Catalina Trail. Again, I've seen several YouTubers do it, and it looks really cool. That's a little closer to me than Scotland, so so the logistics would be a little bit easier. But just recently, I think it was Juliana Chauncey and Backpacker Radio. They did the Catalina, and I have seen several others do it. And it's just one of those things where it's a unique hike. That's a unique ecosystem that I would love to see and just check it out. And there's cool views. Yeah, I know you got to be in a decent amount of shape to do some of the elevation changes that one requires, but again, we're blue skying, so the heck with it. It's just one that I really want to do. It's in a neat area. So Catalina Trail. The next one would be the John Muir Trail, and that's another one that is, I know that there's some technical hiking in that one. That's a decent distance. There's supply logistics, but absolute beautiful area of the Sierras. It's fantastic. You got to deal with that elevation stuff, but amazing, beautiful area. It's a part of the Sierras that I have not done a lot of backpacking in. Truthfully, most of my Sierra backpacking has been up here in the very northern tip of the Sierras, Tahoe area, all around there, some in Yosemite and stuff. Not a whole lot of stuff in the high Sierras down in the southern peaks and stuff. So John Muir Trail would be a wonderful one to, and that's definitely a blue skyer because I gotta have myself ready for that one. That would be one of the ones where if I do this top 5, it would be one of the last of the top 5s that I'm gonna do because hopefully the others will get me in shape, right? So yeah, John Muir Trail. And finally, the 5th pick for my thing is White Sands, New Mexico. That used to be a national monument. It has just now been transferred to national park status, and it does have hiking trails. You can do day hikes there, and I tell you what, that would be some cool stuff on my blue sky day hikes. But they do have primitive backpack camps there, so you can do overnights there, and I would absolutely love to do at least one night in White Sands, New Mexico. For anybody who doesn't know the geography of it, White Sands, New Mexico is the largest dune area, I think, on the planet. Perhaps you can see it from space. White dune area like that. Definitely in North America, it is the largest and stuff like that. I'm not sure how it rates with the Sahara Desert because I think the Sahara is pretty darn big, right? As far as the dunes go, though, maybe the Sahara doesn't have the same amount of dunes. I don't know, but I read somewhere that it is one of the largest in the world. So absolutely incredible. That would be really something. And again, that's one that I would have to prep for big time because I know from my experience on the Lost Coast Trail that walking in sand is not an easy thing to do. It gets old really fast and it really saps the strength out of you. And that's if you're walking in white sands, you are walking in these big, it's not desert like Southern California or New Mexico where you're walking on these nice dirt trails through, rocks and cactus and stuff. It is just bleak sand dunes that are blindingly white, and yeah, that's tough hiking. That's the kind of logistics you have to finally think about when you're done blue skying. You have to think of the logistics of, can I hike through something like that for whatever miles? But that's my top 5 blue sky things I'd really love to try. Just if I was just like, you know, if I suddenly could snap my fingers and have all the logistics worked out and be in perfect shape, and not have to worry about the budget or anything along like that. Just snap my fingers and I can do it. That's the top 5 that I would like to try. There's so many other places that would be amazing to do. Of course, you have to whittle it down somehow. That's how I whittle it down. How about you? Do you have any just I dream of hiking this area as far as backpacking goes? So at least an overnight, if not a couple of nights, an area you want to backpack in. Let me know. As always, you can comment down below or at hikingforhealthca at gmail.com. Comment on Patreon, comment on Instagram, comment. All you want to. As always, though, whether you comment or not, whether you give me a like or not, hopefully you're a subscriber. If not, hey, give me a little subscribe. That'd be awesome. But other than that, the big thing is thank you. Thank you for watching, and welcome to 2020. Here we go. We're off and going, and I think it's going to be a pretty cool year. I plan a lot of it. I'm probably going to do a hiker homily on, what my year plans are that I, for both day hikes and backpacking trips. I have quite a bit planned. It doesn't mean I'll actually get all of them done, but not quite blue skying. These are actual, I'm working on the logistics and planning them. So, and who knows, maybe one of these blue sky trips will be on there this year. There's a couple that it's like, yeah, it's a blue sky, but it's doable if I just, make this phone call, get this reservation, and get these legs in good shape. We'll see. Other than that, as always, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.